I've lived here in Watauga County, which is up in the northwest corner of the state, since I was, 7 years old. It was a pretty isolated place. So I spent inordinate amounts of time just kind of tromping around, trying to just see what was out here. This time of year, as a bird person, all you got to do is step outside. It's like, there's the goldfinch, there's the red-bellied, there's the song sparrow. It's just right in your face all the time, and I think that was very appealing, especially as a kid. And I think that's still a real power of birds. They're super accessible. No matter where you live, city, country, there's birds everywhere. They're out there singing and displaying. I've been a lifelong birder, but now I'm director of land bird conservation for Audubon, North Carolina. At my core, my job is to answer people's questions about birds, and everybody's got one. Since about probably the 4th or 5th grade, I've kept a journal, usually daily, of what birds I've seen. I'd usually record like the weather, the temperature, whether it's sunny, cloudy, whatever. Birds I saw that day. There have been a lot of changes. To be kind of in the same place for so long, you do see changes. So I've been working on golden-winged warblers a lot for the last really 10 years. Chased them to Nicaragua. We're putting geolocators on their backs to figure out where they go. They're spending the winter in Central America or South America or the Caribbean and then coming back, to our region to breed. So we've really seen, for this particular bird, a real decline in this species. It's declining by close to 10% per year in the Appalachian region. We talk about, the things that are driving those declines. There's a fairly limited number of kind of variables or things that can do that. They either aren't raising enough chicks, or they're dying as they're migrating, or they may not survive the winter. Climate change can just add to the pressure. For instance, if spring comes later, earlier, or whatever, maybe that's out of timing with when the young need insects. So the number of young produced per nest declines a little bit. And you do that generation after generation after generation, and all of a sudden you've got a much steeper decline than you had before. There's just a lot of room for things to kind of go wrong. That's the moral of the story, is it just creates a lot more risk. I do feel like those changes in the timing and the arrival of spring or the arrival of winter or whatever is at its core, caused by climate change. And I do think that people are adding to that climate change. The effects, especially on birds, are pretty pervasive. It inspires me every year to think that a 9-gram bird is going to fly 2,000 miles and go spend the winter on a coffee plantation in Nicaragua and then fly back to North America to breed. And he might do that 6 or 7 times in his life. And half of those times, all those nests are going to fail. Those chicks are going to get eaten before they're a week old. I mean, all this stuff's going to happen, but that bird you get up and you do it again. You just keep doing it. And that's an important lesson that birds teach us. To me, it just should motivate people. Like we should try to make this a better place. To me, that's why birds are important.